Nobody noticed. It's no, nothing happened. All's well. And also, while it broke, the title and name of the teams ended up being correct. That's nice. Totally didn't pick the wrong games. Exactly, Kansky. They were always correct. This isn't a fuck up. It was deliberate. And it's fine because Team Trummer certainly putting the pressure on. They currently have the Vil advantage and the military lead. Crossbow coming in for yellow now. To be honest, everybody please at Huggy just so he knows that this was all his fault. He needed blaming, and it turns out this fast castle has not necessarily achieved what we wanted it to do. I still think they're in a decent spot, but they ended up receiving maybe a bit more feudal damage than they expected, and we're not necessarily safe. And we're not able to produce a large amount of Ghulams over here. We were massing them up over on this side, but we're facing up against knights. And the Ghulam are not really going to be cutting the mustard over on this side. Really, these Ghulam need to be, well, over here. And we need to have camels over on this side. So alas, we've made the wrong things in the wrong place. Second armor upgrade on the way in for Neff. And all things are not necessarily bright and beautiful. The creatures are not great and small. One camel should not be enough to deal with this army. This is a very brave camel. This camel, not a happy chappy. Crossbows currently outranging the TC of Neff. It's still Germans. The Trumpers, second castle on the way down. I mean, it'll probably come up, and it is at least securing some of the farm space. Ghulam will come out to poke, but again, small numbers of Ghulam does not a crossbow army kill. And as it stands, pressure definitely feels like it is working out slightly better for the Germans. Third TC on the way down for yellow. Managed to clear up blue's little army push. Third TC on the way down for Will as well, who is at least doing fine. I think Will is having the better time of it, but has also been slightly less aggressive other than the initial castle. It's, yeah, Red's idle time is, it's a thing, but it's fine. Like we've killed 18 and we've lost 24. And we've got a third TC down, and we have the hint of a farming eco. Everybody's idle TC times are pretty high, but Kingsmen actually have the Vil lead, even though they've been facing up against some pressure. Ghulam gonna clear the siege. Again, it's not a lot of Ghulam. Basically, Ghulam are great and all, but Huskars are still better. Like, I don't... Basically, to me, Ghulam are just shitter Huskars. We at least have fletching in, which is nice. Plenty of access to gold with a pretty good castle. Imp shouldn't be a million miles off for either Will or Yellow, but Yellow's farming eco is okay. It's fine. It's fine. 23 on farms, not too bad. There's not a huge amount of places that we can hit. The defensive castles have been much better for the Kingsmen. Husbandry on the way in. Defensive castle, but it's going to be costly. No response either because we're looking over the other side, so the knights get a good dive in, and that's a big amount of pickoffs there. Camels could have engaged, especially with the Gulam. We lose quite a lot of vills there. Still, the overall favour is there for Kingsmen. But yeah, that was a great engagement for Red to take, and denying the castle. Probably going to need to pull our Woodvilles over to finish that off. There we go. Ratha doing Ratha things. Not a brilliant castle, actually, if I'm being honest. But it at least stops us diving in that way. But I don't think it actually stops units from looping around. I think we could just loop round through, hit the wood line, and make sure we didn't have access to gold. I think we've pretty much lost, like Red has lost over on this right hand side. I think Will's in a better position, throwing down a more aggressive castle as well. And I think Will's doing okay against Yellow on this side as well. What does Magyars go into versus Gulam / Camel? I still think Cav Archers themselves are fine, and like Magyar Siege should be okay. And Camels aren't, you know, like they're great, but as long as your cavalry mass is better and you've got your upgrades, you should still be good. And we have better upgrades on our units. It's like Camels counter knights, but like only it's not a, I wouldn't call it the hardest counter straight away. Obviously equal numbers, Camels produce faster as well, so you lose out, but certainly in the early game I still think it's fine going for knights. Oh god, this is costly. Look at that speed. That's a lot of dead stuff. More pickoffs, but Will's overall Vill count is groovy. 117. It's equal to Yellow. Yellow losing army. Bodkin in for both Will and Neff at exactly the same time. That's kind of cute. I don't know why we dove then. And all the while we're coming forward with some armoured elephants and some Ratha. Castle will finish, but there is nothing. We're getting some petards out to try and get rid of the elephants. I love that. As we're trying to batter them down with some villagers. Probably would have been good. Maybe we were trying to stop repairs by looping around this side. Petards getting picked off. We're going to lose all of these Ratha to the castle fire. Just a few Ratha over on this side. Castle goes down. Yeah, it's looking pretty rough. Ratha also looping around on this side, and again, I said we're exposed. We're not super safe, and we've got a little bit of a castle creep. And both Yellow and Red are on the back foot on both sides. Gulam putting some pressure on as well. And at this stage in the game, with Imp on the way in, for both DJ and Rox, Dequirox. I think that the overall position seems a little better for Kingsmen. Obviously, Green isn't on the way up to Imp just yet, but has a decent military mass up. Has lost most of their cav, which ain't great. And we still have a window here, like 180 vills. We've got 56 military. Imp landing in for both players. But my worry is that, like, Yellow's lost, right, over on the north. And Yellow isn't necessarily beating Neff here. And with the Imp timings, I still think we're pretty vulnerable. The Gulam, they might as well dive in on the vills here. And even if even if Green loses here, I think Will's position is fine. Pike's coming in as well, still getting those hits in on the villagers, making the castle. It's a nice little split off, and we're just doing damage. We're just doing damage, and it is a total clear up. It's a rout over on this side. There's nothing that yellow can do. That's a complete clearage of that area. And all the while red hits Imp, we don't have the strongest economy at the back of that. 79 vils and 65 vils. And you compare that to the fact that both of the Kingsmen players are much higher. I think going Imp was probably a bit of a mistake. If you could, like, maybe one of them getting some trebs out would have been handy, but more military maybe would have been preferable in this situation. Yellow throwing down additional TCs because we really need to make sure that we win this fight over on this side. But Neff's got enough castles down that it's going to take a while to push through this. And I think I much prefer the Kingsman's position here. Not in this fight. In this fight, the Kingsman's position sucks ass. Gulam, do not a knight counter make. Taking that fight against Magyar Knights is Imp Magyar Knights at that. is a vibe. So, you know, we're probably going to lose this position, but look, we're only a couple trees away, and we know it. We're vulnerable, so we're going to try and get that castle up. But Onager is in play, so we can just go through, and we can raid right into Red's base. And Red has lost out on this side, and Red is going to lose out on this side too. There's no response to armored elephants as soon as the Onager chops through. That's all we need to do, is we just need to chop through with the Onager. We could have denied this castle as well. I think we should be seeing it coming up. And we could just beeline through. We've got the armored elephants for it. We're ready to go. And that's going to mean that it's going to be yellow in one base, red in one base. And yeah, Kingsman, there's no way you lose from this position now. Like, no way. Like, with Onager in as well, we can transition over to supporting. And we're probably going to be in a situation where now that we can focus on one area, we feel a little bit better. But I'm loving that we're chopping through here instead of just like chopping through like over on this bit, because we could get rid of all of Red's access to wood here by just chopping here. But instead we're grouping up with green, and I don't think we need to bother. I think we could just go through here. But you know, fine, it's whatever. It is what it is. Green spotting out some of the wood choppers for yellow. Fanji would call it. It's going to take so long for yellow to get through this. Green hits Imp. Heavy Camel is in. And we didn't support... Like, we've got the army. We shouldn't be losing these trebs. Camel come forward. Heavy Camel won't be in though, so these upgrades still favour the Knights. Knights should clear this, but it's close. Trebs will all go down just, and then we pull the Camels back. Castle stays up. Good engagement there for Neff, about as good as that could have gone. And all the while, we realised, oh yeah, we can just go through. Trebs go down, take the castle down. Elephants dive on through, and we're clearing eco. And there's no way. It's done. It's finished. It's over. There is no hope. Pedjo is deado. We've got a solid army for yellow. Like, yellow's looking good, but it's like, congrats, you can kill the Hindustanis. The Hindustanis are not the threat here. We have a fully boomed 146 Vil Bengalis with elephants on the field, and your ally is not in a position to really deal with that happily. They're going to get 2v1'd, and all it takes is little bits of clear up. And like, we can transition as well off the back of this with the Bengalis into whatever they want. Like, what are the Portuguese going to do against like an elephant transition? Nothing. They're fucked right now. So yeah, we might hold, but 63 and 52 vills mean that they have less vills on one player than either one. I'm confident that Will in this situation could 2v1 this. Like I'm pretty darn convinced that Will could 2v1 this. And he doesn't need to because Heavy Camel is in for the Hindustanis. As soon as Imp Camel comes in as well, that would be filthy. There you go. GG is in. I got loads of confidence in you, Neff. I'm just saying, like even if you weren't doing fine, that I think Will's position was that Will could 2v1 this. Right now. As the Kingsmen take game numero uno. Numero uno. And let us head back to the old... Oh, I was supposed to do a smooth transition so we could click this off. So that's a win with the Hindustanis and the Bengalis, which were our two first picks. That was a loss with Magyars and Portuguese. So now we should be moving to, I'm assuming, Bedouins. Which is fine. It's a vibe. Look, nobody has seen a mean cast until they have watched Big Walt watch breakfast in a cast. Have you ever felt bad for somebody being cast? It's breakfast in a Big Walt cast. I'm sorry, like the cruelty that comes out of that boy's mouth with such an innocent face. Such an innocent face. Okay, well, I wonder what we're going to face up against next. Spectate, replays, Bedouins. Start watching game number 2. Of course, Bedouins. It's been a while since I've seen Bedouins. Bedouins is obviously, it's weird African clearing, and I can see the civs. I can see the selection. Vietnamese, so we immediately know where they are lining up, and it's really good decisive TC placement for Trummer. For the Germans. Yeah, I like where they're placed. On the gold, near the wood, access to food. This one's a little bit shitter, but it's still fine. Plenty of this is just a faster African clearing. I think the TC spots are worse for the Kingsmen. Like, we're further away from gold. And I also kind of feel like... Yeah. Feudal aggression is so stupid on this map, it doesn't work. What, on this map? Yeah, I to be honest, I don't know why anybody would go for feudal aggression on this map. Your TC should be in a position where you're guaranteed that, to be honest, you could fast imp this shit. On 4 seasons. Yeah, I also think that feudal aggression on 4 seasons looks dumb. Like when you've got 2 TCs from the start and you're not facing up against one player, you're just so unlikely to be knocked out. You can do some damage in feudal, but I just don't think it's equivalent. I think you could always pull off the fast castle. Denied a castle of Ronnie's with scouts in practice. Oh, Yeah, well, you also need to not put your castle in a fucking stupid place if you're going for a naked fast castle. Like, that's also a little silly, but there we go. Look at that. 23 seconds of TC idle time already out of Will. To be honest, this is not a map that you're supposed to have idle time on. Like, not when there's this much access to fish, right? Right, you should be pulling in so much. Oh no, he's Chinese. No, it's fine. That's 23 seconds of TC idle time with Chinese. You're cooking on gas. No. He didn't go naked fast castle. He went naked fast 2 castle. It's true. It's so true, and it works really well actually. Like I liked the 2 castle play. I think it was really defensive. I think without an adjustment, going completely naked fast castle could mean that you could definitely get punished. But realistically, fast castle into unique unit should guarantee that you're at least safe in one of your bases. And even if you lose the other one, it shouldn't be necessarily the end of the world. So yeah. Groovy. Okay, well, Huns and Ethiopians versus Chinese and Vietnamese. If I'm being completely honest, I think I prefer Huns and Ethiopians normally. I think that you end up just playing it out more standard, and I think it's a better combo. Even if the Huns just play it out as like scouts and or knights, and then the Ethiopians are your archer add-in to that. The Chinese have a great amount of flexibility to them, and I think they should be really good for it. We can even like loop in a couple camels or whatever, but like I kind of think that the base combo of Huns Ethiopians is just a little better for me. That's just what I feel. That's just what I feel. And obviously, I'm an idiot. Nobody should take my my opinions too seriously. Oh, for sure. They're smurfing. They're goddamn smurfing in this. It's because nobody looks at Nephiths and goes, "Oh, he's a threat. He's a threat there. Oh, 1588. But that's not scary at all." But it fucking is. And then Will. Why is Will 1700? When did that happen? Ludicrous. It's practically bullying. And there we go. Again. Ugh. Just spilling my brownies. That's a lot of goats that have been grabbed for DJ Pesto, but you're just not going to... Why would you go? Why would you bother going when there's so much fun? Like, just around Red's base, there's nearly 20,000 fish. Are we really going to go... Are we really going to go scouts here? Trummer? Trummer? The Germans are bottom seed. I don't... Are they? And we're pinging here and here, which is, I'm assuming, where we're thinking that the TCs are. I don't think they're necessarily playing like bottom seeds. And I like how this is playing out for them. Going for scouts. I'm still unconvinced about feudal play on this map. Like, I think you can still fast castle on this. Like normally, God, if this TC was fucking here, oh, like imagine if this TC was here, right? Securing the gold, touching the wood line, access to fish. If this TC was here, you could just greedy fast castle. You don't need to give a damn. Like same again over on this end. If this TC was fucking here, or here, or here, oh, Or here. Oh. We just did not... We did not luck out in those TC positions. Scouts rush round. There's quite a bit of vulnerability. I love the big walls into small walls, realizing we didn't quite have the timings for it. Fuselage on enough. Fuselage in for everybody. Loom just finishing for Pesto. China is so broken on this map. Do we finish the wall? Finish the wall? Ooh, 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 they get in. Oh, it's fucked. That's at least one dead Vil. No barracks down either. Oh no. Oh no. That's 2 dead Vils. We're having to send all the villagers over to try and scrap this out. Oh no. Oh dear. I think this is not great. This is really not great. Fast Castle is definitely in play, but for both of them, they are being pressured. The tower's coming up late as well. Like, it's not a lot. Like, it's not a lot, but it's the little things, like making sure we're walled up. We're always exposed. Quick walls are good. Quick walls are very good. Yeah, it's true. We still clicked up and we didn't receive too much damage. Only 2 dead Vils for the Chinese. And I love that we finished the walls. We've got our barracks up, so we're probably going to be able to throw down the stable that we want. But we went for Fast Castle, and our Castle Age click up from Trummer is not like it. I would say that's the same. So we were able to go for an equivalent Fast Castle and put some pressure on. So I really like their position, and off the back of this, we've got two ranges down, and we started to make military as well. And I think we'll be in a nice spot to be hitting what, like 10, 12 crossbows straight away. And the Vietnamese don't even have a barracks down. We're going straight for the castle. Okay. It's true, they're pretty darn good unique units. But I don't know. A second TC on the way down. We're going 3 TC, kind of greedy Chinese boom off the back of this. TC will at least stop this pressure coming in because it's small numbers of archers, and they only are just having fletching in. I didn't notice that. Thought we'd be grabbing fletching on our way to Castle Age, but clearly not. So crossbow, fletching, no bodkin just yet. Forward siege, prepped for yellow. As we are shockingly going for rattan archers. We do have fletching in. Do we go for a siege workshop of our own? No, we go for university to try and get early ballistics. Okay. Early ballistics is a vibe. Kingsmen currently have a Vil lead, but it's not significant. 4 Vil lead. We're at least kiting these units, so we know they're there. Stable coming up for Will. Siege workshop was probably wiser. Yeah, it's tough because like we see knights on the field, so having ballistics would be really good here. I like the preemptive wall off, but it does mean that we are super vulnerable to mangonels, and we don't really have a counter to that. To be honest, like I guess we can't go redemption. Like a monastery would have been nice. Can either can Chinese go? So no redemption. Yeah, no redemption at all for either Chinese or Vietnamese. It does mean that, to a certain extent, we are a little vulnerable to like early Castle Age night play, which could be so easily countered with just a couple monks and like night siege. Rough. Okay, bro. Ooh. Nothing like Will Greed. Well, it is certainly greedy. Big score lead for Team Trupp, and we can't even go and batter that down. Like we can't even batter that down because of the number of crossbows that are able to chill there. So like TC is effectively sacrificed. Love to see a mill to the north. Yeah, Siege Workshop was the play. But I still think that even if we went with Siege Workshop, we wouldn't be able to take this fight comfortably because, like, we've just got that standard, like, unit comp, right? We've got Knights, second armor upgrade coming in for them. We've got Crossbow and a little bit of Siege mixed in. Like, just on their own, we can't fight this. There's no answer to it. And 35 military to 9... because Will's just greedy booming, doesn't give us the support, and we can't even go for camel, right? Because the crossbow mass is just so significant, so we can't level it out. So yeah, I think the position is becoming a little bit unassailable now for the Germans. Mangonel could find a place underneath the castle to defend. I still think that small numbers of knights to dive in and pick them off. It might be a little costly, but we're at the point where we're splitting off. We're seeing if we can find any expansion hidden away. Map control is definitely in favour of Team Trummer. They should go ram push. Well, rams are starting to move on in, and there is, again, nothing to deal with it because, like, greed from Will to Greed. Didn't realise how boomy Will was. Well, he's full boomy, and this is not. Oh god. Yeah, Neff now kind of, there is a creek, there might be shit in it, and there is very few paddles available. TC goes down as we start to loop back and go for Will. Knowing that we've done a bit of damage to Neff, there's not really much that we can do against this army comp. They're just clearing up the military bit by bit, and we're going to be on the back foot for the rest of the game now. Hoping that Will would make a lot of knights. It's tough, right? Because even if Will tries to go for a lot of lights, that production of the Huns is going to be hard to deal with. 54 military to 3. We have 20 more vills, but what the fuck? There's no point having more villages if you've got no army and no ability to get army out. Knights, a singular ram and crossbow are taking out all of Will's additional TCs. There's no winning here. Tough times. University on the way in to get that ballistics. And I kind of feel like even if we'd gone Siege Workshop first, I don't think that would have necessarily swung things too much in our favour. I think the attempt at a boom from Will meant that both of you were ending up taking fights 2v1, and you were immediately put too far behind. And while Rattan Archers as a unique unit are really, really good, I think that you can't just go Rattans. You need to have that Castle Age army comp with you. And I don't think you've got the cav mass up from the Chinese. I just don't think that was equivalent to what the Huns were able to pump out. 69 vills for red, which was nice to see. Need more Rattans and for them not to die. Yep. 25 Rattans wreck. You are so right. But they did not wreck in this game. As Trupper, they level this out. 1 game apiece. And considering the Kingsmen were supposed to be the boogeymen of this division, the Division 3 Scaries, the lowest seed of the tournament, they look pretty damn good on this map. I like their civ selection. I love their TC placement. I like the idea of how they worked. I like their timing for where they were sending military out. Good game number 2 from the Germans. Very nice. I didn't get the timing right again. It wasn't a smooth transition. So that was a win with the Huns and a win with the Ethiopians. Ethiopian first pick as well. That leaves us with Mayans, Gujaras and Turks left over. And we lost with Chinese and Vietnamese. We've got Goths, Teutons and Italians. I'm expecting Italians, Teutons, if I'm being honest. Which would mean Mayans, Gujaras. But I kind of like Mayans, Turks. Just for the bombard cannons. Especially with Goths there. I don't think you want to be going Gujaras into Goths. Mayans on Arena is Copium in the highest order. Fuck, I couldn't even remember the map. Of course, it's Arena last. You're so right. But do you really want to be going Turks, Gujaras on Arena? I guess if we go Turk, Castle, Unique Unit, and then Camel play? Fuck, yeah, it's Arena. Ooh, that changes shit. Like, yeah, you got 2 solid Arena civs. No, it's not going to be Goths. Could be. That'd be fun. But you're right, it's got to be Turks Gujaras, isn't it? Zlotl. I love me a Zlotl. Actually, I like axolotls a lot. Who doesn't like axolotls a lot? They're just so cute. They're the best. Oh, don't judge my potty mouth. I have been trying recently to be less sweary. But clearly that did not transition to today. You're right, I've been quite sweary today. I'll fix that. I'll start saying freaking again. And like a deep South American. Oh my freaking god. Just freaking hell, man. Get the freak off me. Dang. Fucking fuckers. Fucking fuckers. Okie doke. Let's head to the fireplace. We'll chill out here. That's the wrong transition. We're supposed to be Evil Belle, not Evil Batman Belle. Come on now. Oh. And I've slid to the side. Better. Oh, no. Akin, stay still, mate. There we go. No, not like South America, not like the actual South of America. I was thinking more like southern state Americans. Like, I got my Bible, and I got my gun, and I got my freedom, and I got my red MAGA hat, and my hatred of the blacks and the gays and the Jews. Hey, yeehaw, Southern America. I'd like to state categorically that I am part of the LGBTQ plus, and then all of the additional anachronisms after that. So I don't hate anybody of the people that I've just mentioned. Just stating that flat outright, just for clarity, that was parody of the Deep South of the United States of America, where those views are more prevalent. Yeehaw. Yeah, but yeah, what I'm sorry that my American accent isn't so well practiced. I've always been more of a Boston American. Yeah, just coming around here. Hey, get off my lawn! I'm gonna come over there. I'm gonna eat a bagel. You know, they're more fun. That's where I'd much rather go to Boston. Boston. That's where the real freedom is. Freedom to have a good bagel. Sorry to everybody from Boston and America that I have offended with everything that came out of my mouth for the past few minutes. You know, I love you really. Just please vote for like less of a cunt in the future. Just that. Please do that, and we're good. We're groovy. Stick to swearing. We'll also stick to high quality Age of Empires gamer as the Kingsmen face up against Trupper. Which, no, it's not. I did that. That was more like Finnish, wasn't it? Like Svalbard. Trupper. Watch out for the trolls. That way, I was trying to do German. Turns out accents and me did not a strong point. Sorry, Germany. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. We have Arena. So for the next 15 minutes, naffle's going to happen. We could speed through it, but we probably won't, as it is indeed the Italians and the Teutons versus the Turks and the Gujaras. So I think as an overall team comp, Italians, Teutons are like two like A tier arena civs, and while the Turks are, you know, everybody loves the Turks, Gujaras are not necessarily a traditional arena pick, I would say. So yeah, civ matchup, kind of leaning towards the Italians and the Teutons here, just because, yeah, we've effectively got two cav civs that can go camel, but that's sort of dealt with by the Italians. And while the Turks can go for gunpowder themselves, it's not like the Italian gunpowder is weak, and we can go condottiero as well. So in the sword matchup, the Italians and the Teutons have better swords, and we can go Teuton condottiero to give the Teutons pierce armor, like gunpowder armor for their infantry, and then their infantry is already like extra melee armor as well. So basically, like what the fuck are they supposed to do? They're screwed. Infantry so much better for the Kingsmen. So, you know, GG, good luck next. 2-1 confirmed. You heard it here first. If we don't see any condottiero out of Will, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed. I think they would be groovy in this matchup. The other thing that I think both Will and Neff have to have been playing in GB draft as well. So, you know, they've got to have been having some arena practice. We anticipated what was going to happen based on the civs. Well, I mean, yeah, I think you had the pick of it. Honestly, to a certain extent, think facing up against Teutons and Italians, I kind of think they probably should have gone mines, you know? Like, what's the Gujaras adding into this mix? Like, elephant rams? I guess. Well, we didn't win the scout fight. Didn't go great for red as actually Will manages to get both of those scout kills. So that's tidy. That's tidy for Will. So scout is advantage there. Castle drop with supporting siege from Gujaras is a common ladder tactic. What Brit? What Brit, Gander? I've never been British in my life. This is a French only stream. Bonjour. Gommel tapple toot. Mon nom tom. J'habite dans ma maison et grande et confortable. Tres bon. Welcome. Thank you for appearing. And I hope you're enjoying some Akkals 2v2 League. Well, it's okay. You know, I forgive you. Me and Sito and Margugu, we go way back. We're always there speaking French to each other. You know, French accents. Going, oh yeah. The state of the economy, the price of a baguette these days. Whoa, my croissants of shrinkflation. They used to be about croissant size, and now they're like croissant sized. Great disappointment. And we just don't mention the Belgians, and I think that's how that goes. Feudal Age on the way in for both yellow and red. They've consistently been clicking up in all of the games way earlier than the Kingsmen. And I'm not necessarily convinced that's always a good thing. Like, what is an early feudal age going to get us here? No, exactly. Hey, I was in the shops but the other day and I did not see a single baguette in Sainsbury's. Half the bread aisle was empty. I couldn't even get a sourdough. The Germans were crying. The rage that was coming out of the Germans. They were like, but there is no bread? Where's the bread? There's just loaves? Where's the real bread? I'm so cross. The fact that there is no bread. They were fuming. I, however, got a regular loaf and, you know, made toast with it, and it was good shit. Had a nice, flat, white bread sandwich. As the Germans are there fucking pulling their hair out. That is not the bread! This is not the bread! They were, yeah, it's good times. Otter pretty much, he unfollowed me at the just off that. Almost brought Nilly back to streaming, just out of frustration. This, what are these feudal times achieving? Like, somebody with a better I mean, fucking hell, okay, we click up first with the Turks. I guess it was a market abuse click up. We are now moving over to stone, so it will be unique unit as you suggested, and siege workshop. A little bit inefficient on the gold, but not the end of the world, as we are moving enough over to wood so we can get that siege workshop up. Hello, Andy. Sorry, Gandalf. They had a 20 vils up. Yeah. So for this rating, like, these are 1600s. To be pulling off really tight, fast castles is pretty good. Relatively minimal idle TC time as well off it, so I like it as a as a core thing. Yeah, lowest you go for is 23 plus 2. Yeah, it just felt a bit brave. But there we go. We move forward with some Vils for the Turks. We are sort of looking out for Vils coming out. Love that for them. But where are we going? Where are we going, eh? Scout comes forward, see if they can spot it out, and I think we do. I guess it's just finding, like, you know that the Turks are coming forward. The Scout comes out, they spot it. Getting a second Scout cavalry out. There's only 3 Vils here. We're going to try and take the fight against the Scout, but all of this is sort of like denial time. And if the Scout can find out where the castle wants to be placed and deny it, as we move out with villagers to join in the fight, I don't know if I love this, but it's a play. It's a fun play. Like, isn't that groovy? This is really risky. Because we've come forward to deliberately Vil fight this, there's not a lot of Vils that are in place. And we cocked it up. We deny the castle. That's beautiful. Nathan Will's better gameplay than Atten and Andy. Well, I mean, I've seen Atten gameplay, so, you know, I love me some Atten, but hashtag not surprised. But this is a really, like, nicely decisive from Will here. Picked off all of those Vils as well, down to 20 villagers, and it's an immediate GG. Like genuinely, what a response. Spots it out. Sees the numbers of Vils coming forward, knows, okay. Second Scout, prepped. Knight on the way. Vil's going to block initiative where the castle foundations are going to be placed, denied. So we're not able to get in there. Even before the first castle is in, just the amount of health on the field is so much better for Will in this engagement. We still tried to go for the castle, but this is the risk that you take when you come forward unsupported. 2 scouts was not enough. And just, what a great batter down. Extra scout, of course, yeah, because Teutons. So we're not even able to, like, just straight take the fight. Just really, really nice. Very impressive second game, and one of the better arenas that I could possibly watch. Because while Neff didn't get to do anything this time, I think Will showed a really good immediate reaction. Like, really good immediate reaction. The biggest vulnerability for the Teutons is letting Janissaries start to get up to a mass. So stopping that is crazy. If we'd just gone for a castle at home, would that not have been better? Yep. Again, funnily enough, if instead of Gujaras, it had been Mayans, and we had some archers over, that would have won that. Just stayed in feudal age and got some archers out. Yeah, there was no forward Vils for the Ellie Rams, so I just think fundamentally whatever they were going for didn't work out. Oh, he did. Where was that? Oh shit! It was one Vil. It was one low HP Vil. What? Oh, because it. He came forward. he came. This poor lad. This poor fella. He came forward bold and brave, feeling confident, thinking he was going to have a nice time. But, I want the numlock. That's what I want. But runs into a friggin' leopard on his way forward. I mean, oh. You send 2 vills, right? One is a little bit of a mistake. It was a good kitty. It gave him, so 7 HP. So we can't join in with vill fighting. Castle's already being denied. Can't join in there. So what the fuck is this vill doing? Like, just get something, just anything down right now. But instead, we come forward with the vill, and it's immediately just gonna get picked off by a scout. Like, no wonder we didn't notice anything from yellow, because all of their shit died immediately. Oh god. This, I relate to that. Well, there we go. That is fully a 2-1 for the Kingsmen. Secret Service looking pretty groovy today. The arena civs did better on arena, but it was a great decisive action there from Will. He should be pretty damn chipper with himself. He can clip that. He can put that on his CV if he likes. That Will played that really, really well. Going forward without Loom is a mood. Yeah. I mean, oh shit! I didn't even twig that. I didn't even twig. No Loom. Vill forward. Yeah. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. Three lions on a ters.
We lost 2 weights against us.
I can't hear it.
Oh, that's painful.
It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Ages coming home.
And I think
It's
now
coming home.
Austria
It's
down
coming